Okay, good to see you. Thank you to take the time to have a little conversation with us. You know that in Latin America and Mexico, everybody loves you very much, and to Audemars Piguet. And thank you to take the time. Okay, what has this quarantine brought you? Have something changed in your life and in Audemars Piguet from this virus? By the way, this virus know perfectly how to break the rules.
Exactly. But what I can say is, first of all, on the Audemars Piguet level, we had to close all our manufacturing facilities around March 7th. So that was a bit scary, I have to say, because we didn't know, we would know when it would start, but we didn't know when it would end, when we would be able to bring back people to work together. And when we finally got the chance to reopen and put our people back at work, it was on May 11th, so a little bit more than 2 months later. So we basically missed 2 months of production. But while we are not making watches, the whole world was almost closed anyway, so it does not change much. So at the end of the year, we'll have lost in revenue, clearly. We'll go back to revenue numbers of 2017. That's our feeling. And in quantities, we're going to go back to 2013 or 14. Okay, so we are going backward. But what I have to say, the first major lesson that was given to deal with when we started was big discussion with the board of directors, the families. And the very first important decision that was made was, no matter what, nobody will be let go, and we will pay people 100%. So the priority was on people, and that helped me a lot managing this beginning of a crisis.
Okay, in your mentality, has something changed after this coronavirus situation, crisis? Because it's important to have a lot of reflection at home.
No, sure, because first, the good news about the coronavirus, if we can talk about good news, was the fact that we finally got the time to think, the time to reflect. And I have to say, I won't share with you all details, but I got 3 major ideas, out of which one will be put in place in the coming weeks on the new way to deal with clients, but I won't share with you what it is. Carlos, no, I won't. No. Because I know that sometimes the competition is listening, but no, I won't. But we found something that could be a real breakthrough in the way to deal with clients in the future.
Audemars Piguet has asked to the Swiss government support for the crisis, or is one of these companies that didn't need support by the government?
In fear, we thought about this, but there are a lot of legalities in Switzerland. So even to deny a support could have been complicated. So the way we did it, we say, okay, we got to get what is deserved by the company. And I can even tell you what was the amount. It was around 5 million. Okay. And we decided to put the money on the side. When we will get it, we didn't get it yet, to put the money on the side. And that money will be used to to support different businesses or suppliers or charities around the Vallée de Joux. So it's not to put the money in our pocket.
No, this is good. This is very good, no? Because there is a discussion in between the big group that are asking support to the government, and the family companies are more proud to continue alive without governmental support, Okay, by the way, what is going to change in the watch industry after this crisis? Because it's very dramatic, probably is the biggest one after the quarter crisis. And everybody are expecting that something is going to change dramatically. What is your opinion on this?
First of all, there will definitely be an after COVID-19. And the after COVID will not be at all like the before COVID. So we're going to see a lot of changes. On the possible bad news, we're going to see a consolidation with the retailers, even more. We got to see a consolidation with the suppliers. We might see brands in trouble as well. So the outcome right now doesn't look very good. Our concern, major concern at Audemars Piguet, is about the suppliers, obviously, because as you know, we make everything in Switzerland. I've been a very, very strong advocate of the Swiss made, but not 50 or 60%, but 100%. And we have been in touch with most of our suppliers almost every other day, asking them, talking to them to check how they were, to make sure that nobody would actually be in trouble. Because this is a sort of, this might be the most important thing for the brand in the coming month, maybe years, is to sustain the business and to support the business for our suppliers who have been helping us for decades. So that has been our number one goal. Regarding the retail network, we're going to see some damages. I see that. We might see bigger conglomerates buying more into it. That's possible. And as far as brands, we'll see what's going to come. I do believe that we were pretty strong before. So I feel confident, not very, but confident that we're going to be okay when this is over.
Is there any conversation in between different companies that are using the same suppliers chains? Because probably the supplier of Audemars Piguet is not exclusive for Audemars Piguet, and the other important company, family company, has the same problem. Are there any collaboration or discussion to?
We are not there yet, no, but I'm not saying they will never be, but we are not at that stage yet. There have been discussions, but on much more global scale. So we don't know now exactly what could happen, but this is a very, very strategic topic, obviously.
No, I agree. It's not the problem with your plans or with your challenge. It's the problem with your suppliers, because normally small companies, wherever. Okay, one important thing that probably all our audience are expecting to know: when is Audemars Piguet planning to introduce the novelties this year? Because until now we saw the remastered 01 associated to the opening of the museum, and the Royal Oak 34 millimeters, wonderful, by the way, classic icons, no risk. But when the brand is planning to introduce physically the novelties this year?
So there will be several introductions. The next one's going to be about Code 1159, and it will be very, very soon. We are talking about a few days from now, when we'll launch actually the new collection, the new evolution of the Code 1159. We talk about dials, we talk about complications, we talk about several things. And then September will come, where I'm going to tease you a little bit. We're going to talk about fashion.
Please.
I'm not telling you more right now, but we're going to talk about fashion in September.
Okay.
And then eventually toward the end of the year, there will be one or two other watches, but it's going to go slowly but surely through the year.
Okay, because all the attention are put in you, because you are the man with the capacity to manage a super brand in the future without any single fair or salon at all.
We'll see about that. But listen, when we left the SIHH last year, it was obviously big news. Now I'm glad that finally the Swiss watch industry has come to its senses and trying to bring one fair for the whole thing. The only bad news is not for me, it's for you, Carlos, because next year at the SIHH, if you don't run the 100 meters in less than 10 seconds, you're going to have issues, because you have many more brands, the same number of days, the same number of hours. I don't know how you're going to do it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be, have you seen Carlos Alonso? Yeah, sure.
No, this is not my problem, because I am an adult and I know how to select the important brands to respect the other brands.
Okay, so
this is one of the good things that the maturity bring to you. And
Okay,
I am 6 years old.
So if you know how to select, you will definitely be a part of our future launches.
Okay.
We won't forget about you, no worries.
Okay. But when you are talking about the September presentation, is physically presentation, because we are living a streaming live now all the time. And sorry, but I don't consider that this is a real presentation, you know?
No, but at the same time, you have to be careful. You have to follow the rules given by the different countries. It's not a simple one size fits all anymore. It's very much how we're going to adjust and adapt to this new world where potentially an event where we'd have invited 250 people a year ago now might be 10 events of 25 people. Okay, and in different countries, instead of making people fly all at once to one place, it might be us doing smaller scale events and in specific countries. So we have to relearn basically our entire business model.
Okay. We will see. Okay. What can expect about the novelties with the code 1159? Because you know, this morning taking a look on the website of Audemars Piguet, wow, was a surprise. 100 real log concept, offshore, wherever, declination, and 16 code models. What are you expecting code versus real log for the future? You will keep under control the growing of the real log, and you increase
yeah, we have a
consistency.
No, clear. We have a goal to bring that number high, obviously, and hopefully one day it could represent up to 20% of our sales. That's our goal. Now we know that we won't be able to build it in 1 year. It's going to be 3 to 4 years work. 2020 will be a year that will not count because it got completely caught in between. But I saw lately a lot of developments of what we're going to do with code, movements, design adjustments, dials, and I saw even like 3 days ago the most unbelievable new technology for movement that I've seen in my entire career at Audemars Piguet. We were 15 in a room. Someone that many people know was presenting this new invention, and I said, for me, it was celebration time. No jokes, I swear to you, for me, 26 years working at Audemars Piguet, the best invention ever.
You have the capacity to put the honey on the mouth and don't say anything. Come on. You know, you start telling that during the coronavirus, you have 3 amazing ideas, not at all any information about this. And now with the more incredible development by Audemars Piguet and not at all information. Come on.
That's
François.
called love. Love starts always with teasing first. You need to tease first, and then love comes, but slowly.
Okay. But I have the opportunity to take a little view on the novelties of code or that you will introduce in July, and I smile because I see a aubergine color that is very close to you, huh?
You've seen an aubergine color, you've seen a burgundy color, you've seen, colors that were inspired by the fashion world, but not the watch world, because these are colors that you don't really see much in the world of watches, and it gives a little oomph to the line, and I do believe that the people's reaction will be a good one.
When I see the odd jewelry pieces in the past that you have been presenting all the year after year, I discovered that you have a fashion designer into you.
No, but I've always loved fashion.
Designer in you.
Fashion
You need to.
No, but fashion has always been a big part, and I've got a big passion for fashion. And I can tell you, in September, when I said we're going to launch something around fashion, watch out. You'll see. I saw the pictures yesterday.
You will continue breaking the rules. I am sure completely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, since 2012, you have achieved incredible figure results like a CEO for the Audemars Piguet, no? Mm-hmm. It seems that you are sitting like a rock in Audemars Piguet direction, no? But have you made mistake in these 8 years? Any mistakes?
Plenty.
Huh?
Plenty.
Plenty. Well, tell some.
Who doesn't make mistakes?
Yeah,
you don't make mistakes?
Oh, a lot. I have more mistake than you know that.
Let's put it this way. First of all, when I look at the mistakes, it could be mistakes of sometimes going too fast, because I love things when they have, and pushing people too strongly. When at the same time, when you look at it after, you say we could have done it differently. Mistakes on not communicating perfectly enough with everyone what was the company going to do. And over the last 3-4 years, we changed a lot in terms of communication and bringing people together. Our own way of talking now is we talk about one AP, meaning we are now 2,000 employees globally, but we want to talk and to speak as one. And there have been a lot of efforts done at every single level in the company to make sure that anyone that you can see at Audemars Piguet, if you ask, why are we doing what we do? How are we doing what we do? And what are we doing? They go to all answer the same thing. But that was a major effort, and I made mistakes of not addressing it earlier. So that was a big one.
So, do you think that the consequence that, for example, the code didn't was received probably in impartial view is a consequence of this mistake?
No. First of all, the reception of code 1159 was completely mixed. You had a lot of people completely against, and a lot of people that loved it. And we sold pretty much everything we made in 2019. So, and code cannot be built in 1 year. Remember, if in 1972, we would have had social media, when we launched the Royal Oak, the reaction would have been maybe even worse. So social media today plays a major role in the way you communicate with people. But no matter how good you are or how bad you are, and no matter what you are as a brand, whether it's in fashion, sports, entertainment, anything, when you do something new, you'll have 50% of the people loving it, 50% of the people hating it. Nobody scores 100% anymore. No one. So you have to be ready to accept it and play the game. But as I always say, it's like a boxing fight, you know, in sport. Before the fight, a lot of people talk. Yeah, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. At the end, there is always one standing. So let's talk again in 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 years, and we'll talk about Code 1159 then. Okay, Carlos?
So years are you considering that is necessary to the new generation post Royal Oak need to discover the qualities of the code or to be mature this collection? How many years are you expecting?
I would say to install a collection is between 3 and 5 years. Okay. The good news that we see so far, one, we see a lot of young people coming to the watchmaking industry, and not only for Audemars Piguet. I mean, a lot of young people. I'm talking 15 years old, okay, start to love watchmaking. And it could be many other brands, but they start to integrate watchmaking. Some of them were not wearing watches before. So that's the first good news. We are not getting older with the clients. There is a new generation coming. And the second thing is, with Code 1159, we just came back to the roots of Audemars Piguet. Audemars Piguet has lived many more years without the royal oak than with. So in the DNA of Audemars Piguet, you've got round, square, oval, shaped watches everywhere. So we abandoned that field for too many years. So now we just go back, but it's not something that Audemars Piguet has never made. We are always in that field. We just forgot about it. So now we're bringing it back. And if Audemars Piguet stays strong, Code 1159 could have a good role to play as well.
Okay. By the way, you have been without to come to Latam for a while. Huh?
I'm not allowed to go to Latam anymore. Mexico, I'm not allowed. You remember what you told me, François? You cannot come back to Mexico anymore. I don't want you there.
Come on. You are joking all the time. Okay, but the love between Audemars Piguet and Latam and Audemars Piguet has always been special. But I feel that in the recent years, the particularity of Latam has not allowed it to adapt these markets to what Audemars Piguet is looking for, such the opening of the boutiques, for example. Also, what you need to tell to your clients or to your partner in Latam to try to this market who love a lot Audemars Piguet understand where are you going on with the brands.
And this is where my answer is one of my big ideas during the COVID is going to address that issue perfectly. Okay, wait. I'm going to say it even better.
Okay.
I've invented, there is something I could share about the idea, because the idea is under one theme. You know, when you talk business, you often hear it's the B2B or B2C, you know, business to business or business to client. I've invented a new word. It's B to L. But before sharing what L means, I'm going to tell you where the idea came from.
Okay.
During the COVID, all these weeks where people were confined in their homes, including all our people, every weekend I was shooting a video to talk to our people and addressing what was going on in the world and the news here and there. And one weekend I told them, do me a favor, ask your kids, no matter how old they are, to tell me two things about the after COVID-19. When the answer came, the number one thing that these kids were talking about was love. Love. The love to be able to go and hug their grandfather or grandmother, to hug their friends, to play with them. And I'm not talking about 2 million friends on Facebook. No, I'm talking about the core environment of friends and family. And they were talking about love, just love. And the second message was a message to us, the parents, the adults: stop wasting and hurting our planet. Okay? So the B2L is business to love. And I'm serious. We gotta show love. We gotta show love to the clients. We gotta show love to our partners. We gotta show love to our suppliers. We gotta show love like never before. And what I call the outside of the interpretation of love doesn't matter anymore. It's got to be love from within, from inside. We got to be beautiful inside, Carlos.
Sounds that the B to L is business to love, no
To
business
love.
to left, you know?
No, business to love.
Okay, but in this part of the country, of the world, we love too much, you know?
There is no. You never love too much. You never love too much. That's no. But I know that in the part of the world, your part of the world, it's people where a lot of great emotions and they celebrate life, which by the way is like celebrating love. So you'll see what we came up with.
Okay, there is a way out for the future. This is important because in the last month, in the last year, many clients are traveling to USA to buy watches in the USA, and this is not good for us. You know, we love very much to Audemars Piguet. We need together to find the solution to continue strong together. You know, in this part of the.
We have the solution. We have the solution.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Grand Prix de l'Horlogerie de Genève. You know, I have been part of the jury in the last year, and I see a big quantity of Audemars Piguet participating every year. At the end, last year, you was the man at the extraordinary, you know, at the stage, because Audemars Piguet got the more important award. What is you planning for the next years? Are you be more calm participating, or you will take a relaxed time with
No.
No,
we got to keep participating. We got to keep supporting. I do believe that everything that's been done so far is making this Grand Prix de l'Horlogerie evolving in the best possible way. Now there is a big jury, okay, with over 450 people, and hopefully in the next 2, 3, 4 years, it's going to be as big as possible, as big as the Academy Awards, as big as the Tonys, as big as name it, hopefully, because the watchmaking industry needs to shine outside of Switzerland and everywhere in the world.
No, by the way, was amazing that after all the criticisms that you received with the code, you get the award with the code in the Grand Prix de l'Horlogerie de Genève, and in only watch was a big successful in the auction. By the way, no 1 million. No?
1 million. That was an outstanding result. We are very proud of it, and I can tell you that again, when you think about the people at Audemars Piguet who have been working very hard to launch and to assemble all these watches for Code 1159, there was that real pride, because a lot of them got affected when they saw the first people damaging the integrity of the job done on Code 1159 in January 2019. And something that I have to say that the journalists didn't really catch much, which is very important. When we launched Code 1159, we launched 13 references with 6 brand new calibers, and every single watch was delivered the first week of February. In terms of difficulties, it's almost like climbing the Everest 10 times in a row without ever sleeping. Everything could have gone wrong, from quality issue, deliveries from the suppliers, coordination, everything could have gone wrong. It was a huge risk. And we managed to actually do it, and pretty much doing it right. And just that alone, whether you like the watch or not, as a pure organized launch, was impressive. Code 1159 has taught everyone at Audemars Piguet to think different for the future.
Probably a problem to bring 13 new models was that anybody pressed very attention on the chronograph, because you know the chronograph is fantastic with the in-house new movement, and in this cloud of novelties, probably you need to go back to the chronograph and to explain very well that this amazing movement. What you can tell us about the chronograph?
No, but the thing, when you think about it, I've been working at Audemars Piguet for 26 years now, okay? And for 25 years, I've heard people asking, once a year, twice a year. When are you going to come with an integrated chronograph mechanism, but
Yes.
not for the extreme high-end complicated watches, for just a basic collection? We came up with, it's a fantastic movement that works extremely well, and very few people spoke about it. Agreed?
Yeah, but because maybe you need to put separate to the other, you know, you would need to introduce separate in advance or after the code storm, you know, because it's amazing chronograph, you know, but it's in the middle of the cloud of the code.
You know what? Okay, maybe that one I'm going to agree. We could have done something separately, but we wanted also to show the world that in terms of true craftsmanship and the possibility to come with 3 brand new mechanisms, from automatic to chrono to minute repeater to that new tourbillon. I mean, you're not talking about small things here. The coordination was unbelievable. And at the end, that's a statement as far as what potential we have as a brand to be able to deliver the extraordinary. And we're not done yet. Mark my words.
Okay. A few minutes ago, we talked about the record, the record for the Audemars Piguet in only watch. How important is for you to have Audemars Piguet stronger in the auction war, you know, because it's an amazing brand, but probably not with the records enough that the quality of the brands at the model and the vintage pieces, historical pieces, demand in the auction war. Are you? Is this an issue that take away the sleep for you?
No, first of all, it's not something that you can actually completely control, because basically, whether it's the pre-owned business or the auctions, are always a reflect of the strength of a brand. It's like a mirror. It's like looking at yourself in the mirror. Sometimes you got to wake up and you got to find yourself in the morning very gorgeous. And sometimes you got to look at yourself and say, ooh, I'd better go back to bed. Or I'm going to hide today. You don't know. But what have we seen over the last 5 to 6 years? The prices on the secondary market are going up, 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 up. 4 years ago, we didn't have a single reference that would actually have a value of more than the retail price on the secondary market. Today, we have 22 references. That's one. In the auctions, the price that we've seen over the last years has gone up a lot. But very few people also know, now that's a very important information. You said that I never share, I'm going to share now. You know about the book that Michael Friedman and Sebastian Vivas worked on with all these special complicated watches as wristwatches?
Yes.
Okay, you know the number of watches? You remember? In that book? It's less than 300. Okay? This is like legal, listen to me carefully, Carlos, legal inside trading information. Meaning, if anyone finds an Audemars Piguet watch as a wristwatch with a chronograph mechanism or more, between the years of 1915 or 20 up to the years of 1950, you found pure platinum, gold, name it. It's like unbelievable, because we made so few compared to other brands that the value is going to keep going up, because we didn't make so many watches. So we still have to educate the people to that world, which is still very unknown, except for 2 major brands. Okay, respect, no problem. But we are the beginning. So the way to look at it is, compared to where we were 5 years ago and where we are now, we are so much better. And like Muhammad Ali said, the best is yet to come. Okay?
This was one of the reasons that Audemars Piguet took care about the pre-owned Audemars Piguet watches, no, in the past, you know?
We will obviously go to that world. We will at some point start trading and do a private and secondary market. We are not doing it completely officially because we are still testing the way it works, because it's not just a simple and you snap your fingers and everything works. So we take the time to do it right. The goal here is not to be number one. The goal is to deliver the best possible service for your clients, and that takes time.
Okay, I know that it's dinner time. You are in Geneva or Le Brassus now? Where are you?
No, I'm in Nyon, in between Geneva and Lausanne. And dinner time at 5:36, a little bit early, my love.
Oh yeah, okay. But the last question is, what must to happen from now until the 31st of December that you say done at this moment? You know?
Okay.
My question,
What has to happen between now and the end of the year to say done?
the 31st of December.
I'm going to tell you.
It's a challenging time this year for you and for everybody.
It's a mix of several things. One, to make sure that all our projections were right, because we worked a lot, many scenarios, -10, -15, -20, -20. We looked at many things, okay? And our number one goal is to make sure that everyone at Audemars Piguet is going to keep their job, and we won't have to let anyone go. That's number one priority. So if we projected right and nothing bad happens again, which nobody knows about, okay?
Please.
Then I will close the end of the year and say done. The second thing will be that new concept that I spoke to you about business to love, will be prepared. So it's going to start officially next year. So we have now 6 more months to put it in place. Business to love. Business to love. That's going to be the next thing. Okay.
You are one of the few ones who see the COVID-19 like an opportunity for the future.
I'm very sad about what happened with this COVID, obviously. It's incredibly sad. And when people say, have you ever lived something like this before? No, the world has not lived anything like this ever before. But I always want to look at life, the glass half full and not half empty. Because at the end, we are tested, and then see how good as people we can be and better we can become. That's the way I always think. Okay.
Thank you. Please take your COVID look, because it's fantastic. You know, you look like a thriller actor. Huh? You know, really, it's nice.
But Carlos, I need to ask you a favor. You remember at Audemars Piguet there is a sign that we need to do before we leave each other. You remember, which is the AP move. You remember that?
Yes.
You still need to practice your AP move, okay?
Yes. I practice every day.
Okay.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you so much.
See you in September in the fashion catwalk or something. No, I don't know if in the like you know, the public, or if you will see on the stage. But okay, we need to wait until September.
We'll find you, Carlos Alonso.
For sure, you can find me in everywhere. You know.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time, François.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Ciao.